Welcome, my friends. We are studying mathematics for grade 6. Uh, this is term 2. We have today unit 11, assessment unit 11, talking about coordinate plane. We have the first question, choose the correct answer. First point, he said the point -2 and 3 lies in what quadrant? We have 4 quadrants: first, second, third, fourth quadrant. Okay, we know when x negative, y positive, x negative, y positive. So this quadrant is the second quadrant. 1, 2, third, and fourth. But positive or negative x and positive y we located into second quadrant. Number 2, distance between the point 2 and 3. We have some point here and its image by reflection across what axis? Y axis. To find distance we need 2 points, first point and second point. Okay, the first point 2 and 3, and the second point is a reflection of this point across y-axis. We know when we have reflection across y-axis, so y is constant and we change the sign of x. We have x here positive, would be -2. So we can imagine now that this is y-axis and we have the first point x and its image x dash. Okay, now I need to find the distance. So the distance, we have the same y value, so we will look for x value. We have here +2 and -2. To find the distance between negative and positive number, we add them with the absolute value. So I will add absolute value of -2 is 2 plus absolute value of 2 is 2. So we have 4 units. We have 2 units from here and 2 units from here. So the distance is 4. So I will choose point D. Okay. Point 3, if the point at the position -1 and 3, we have some point -1 and 3, has moved 2 units to the right and 3 units upwards, then its new position. So I have some point like this one. This point is -1 and 3. So he moved this point 2 units to right x direction, but positive x direction. How many units? 2 units. So I have -1 at x. I will add, because it's positive x, I will add 2 to -1. 2 plus -1 will be what? So -1 plus 2. Okay, and y, and 3 units upward plus y. Okay, upward plus y, we need to add 3 units. Here I need to add 3 units. So the resulted coordinate will be what? 3 and 3 as y will be 6. -1 plus 2 equals what? Like 2 minus 1, we have just +1. So when we move this point 2 unit to right, 3 unit upward, I will find it as 1 and 6. Where is 1 and 6 here? That's point D. Okay. Next question. In the opposite figure, we have some figure here. Okay. The distance between 2 points. Distance between 2 points A and P equals what? So, to move from point A to point B, I have here 0. So, one number is positive and the other is negative. What to do? I need to find the absolute value. Add or subtract? I will add them because it's different in sign. So, I will find absolute value of negative 190 is 190 plus absolute value of 210, it has 210. When you add them together, you will find it as 400. 400, and that's point C. Let's continue. Point 5. In the opposite figure, we have some figure here. Which set of ordered pairs shows the coordinates of the points A, B, C? So I have 3 points here and I have 4 to choose. Let's study each one of them. The first choose A, 7 and 2. If we look here at A on X 2 and for Y 7. That's okay. And B as X 5 and as Y 6. C as X 4 and for Y 3. We need to look for this choose. A 7 and 2, that's false. It's 2 and 7. B A 7 and 2, false. That's 2 and 7. C 2 and 7 for A, that's right. The 4P 5 and 6, 5 and 6, right. Okay. 4C 4 and 3, 4 and 3 is right. So this option is the right one. Okay. Next question 6. Layla plotted a point on a coordinate plane to represent the ordered pair 7 and 4. Okay, we have some points 7 and 4. Which statement is true about the x coordinate in the ordered pair? Okay, I have some ordered pair here for just point. So let's choose the right statement. Statement A. The x coordinate is 7 units up from the x-axis. We can imagine this point on a coordinate plane. First, which coordinate, which quadrant? That's the first quadrant because x and y is positive, just like this quadrant. So I have this quadrant, x positive and y positive. I have 7 on x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 0.7. I need 4 on y-axis, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our point where that's here. So the point we are talking about as x point, or maybe here to use as B, this point 7 and 4. Okay. Let's revise each statement to find which one is true. X coordinate, you're talking about x coordinate is 7 units up from x. 7 units up. This point is 7 units up from x. We have x-axis here. I moved up how many units? 4 units. I moved up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I moved just 4 units, not 7 units. I moved 7 units in x direction from y axis. So that's false. B. X coordinate 7 units to the right of y axis. Yes, x coordinate is 7. I moved 7 units to the right. Yes, that's right. Of what? Of y axis. I moved from y axis 7 units to right. And I find the x coordinate. So this statement is the true. Next point 7. The points 1, negative 1, 2 and negative 2, 4 and negative 5, negative 3, negative 4. What? First statement. Lie in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, I have negative x and positive y. That's the second quadrant. Second quadrant, yes, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, but here negative and negative. So we have 3 points in the second quadrant, but this point in what quadrant? Negative and negative, yes, negative x and here negative y. So the third quadrant has negative x and negative y. So lie in the third quadrant? No. We have just 1 point in the third quadrant and 3 points on the second quadrant. So that's false. And this is false. C. Lie in the fourth quadrant? No. Fourth quadrant must be negative x and positive y. And we have no point of them lies on fourth quadrant. So that's false. Let's see, choose D. Don't lie in the same quadrant. Yes. Why? Don't lie on the same quadrant. Because we have 3 points lies on the second quadrant and we have another, the fourth point lies on the third quadrant. So D is the right choose. Let's continue. Question number 2, complete. First point, if we have 2 points, A, negative 2 and 2, and B, 3 and A, it's unknown, okay, are on the same horizontal line in the coordinate plane, then A equals what? So we have condition here. When you have 2 points on the same horizontal line, x and y, x1, y1, we have here x2 and y2. Horizontal line, that means what? That means these 2 points have the same y coordinate. Okay, the same y coordinate. If you looked here, we have y2 and ya. So you can configure out that the value of A equals 2. Why? Because these 2 points must have the same y coordinate. So the value of A equals 2. Number 2, in the opposite figure, this figure, if AB equals 30 units, AB equals 30 units, then X equal what? Let's look here. A is negative 10.5. Okay. B, that's unknown, X. And we have here 0. So this line seems to be vertical line. Okay, crossing the origin point 0. Okay, so that must be positive and we have here negative. Positive and negative. Okay, when you need to find the distance between 2 points, one of them negative and the other is positive, I will add the absolute value of each one. So the distance must equal the absolute value of A plus absolute value of B. Now, I know that the distance he said equals 30. So the distance 30 equal absolute value of A, absolute value of negative number will be positive 10.5 plus absolute value of B. I don't know what the value of B, absolute value of X just will be X. Okay. Why we add them? Because one of them is positive and the other is negative. Okay. Now I need to find X. That's easy. We have equation, okay, with one unknown. I can solve this equation as I need to find X. Let's make X at the left side. I can change sides with each other as X plus 10.5 equals 30. No problem, it's okay. Then what? I need X. So I need to send this 10.5 to the other side. So we have here X equals 30 and 10.5 is positive. I will send it with negative sign 10.5. Now X equal what? 30 minus 10.5. We have point and we have here make point. Here we have 5. We need to put 0. So I can make this subtraction like this. Let's see the result. Okay, first 0 minus 5, this 0 will be 10 and this 0 will be 9 and 2. Okay, 10 minus 5 equals 5. 9 minus 0, that's 9. 2 minus 1, that's 1. And don't forget the decimal point. So the result here is 19.5. So the value of X is 19.5. 19.5. That's okay. Next point 3. The image of the point negative 4 and 1 by reflection in the y-axis. Of course, we have X and Y coordinate, reflection on y-axis, no change of Y, just change the sign of X. So the result image will be the same Y, 1. Negative 4 will be 4. Okay, next question 4. If the point negative 1 and 4, negative 1 and 4 is the image of the point A and B. So A and B is the origin point and negative 1 and 4 is the image by reflection on y-axis. Then A plus B is what? Don't forget the image and the reflection and the origin. That's the same. Because if you have the image is negative 1 and 4, that's the image by reflection. I need to find the origin point. The origin by reflection on y-axis, that's the same y. So the origin must have the same y, 4. And the opposite sign of x. So must be 1. So 1 by reflection on y-axis becomes negative 1. So the origin is 1 and 4. He needs the point, the origin point, or he need to add A plus B. A plus B. That's A and this is B. He said that. Okay, now add A plus B. 1 plus 4, that's equals 5. Okay, next point 5. Distance between the point 0 and negative 4 and the origin 0 equals what? We know origin point has coordinate 0 and 0. I need to find the distance, right? So the distance here, we have the same x value. We have here 0 and we have here 0. So, of course, the distance will be between the y values. When you need to find the distance, 0 and negative 4. 0 is just 0, and the absolute value of negative 4, just 4 units. You can imagine this. Imagine this case by what? I have the origin here and coordinate plane, and the next point or the other point is 0 and negative 4. 0 on y and negative 4 is here, negative 4 on y-axis. That's right. So how many units here? Just 4 units. Just 4 units. Okay. Next question 6. The figure with the vertices A, B, C, and D is called what? We have 4 points. We have 4 points. Let's try to imagine this shape. Look with me. I have A negative 3 and 2, B negative 7, negative 3, C 6, negative 3, D 2 and 2 is called what? Now you need to imagine and draw this figure. Let's try. Negative 3 and 2. Negative 3 and 2. Look here. Negative 3 and 2. Maybe here. Okay. Negative 2 and 3. Next point, negative 7 and negative 3. If you looked carefully here, you will find another x and another y. But if you look to C, you will find the same y, the same coordinate of y, negative 3 and negative 3. That means what? These 2 points are on the same horizontal line, okay, like this one. B and C, but x value, one is 6 and another one is negative 7. So maybe 6 is to the right, 6 and negative 3, and here we have negative 7 and negative 3. Okay, so and D negative 2 and 2. If you look here, 2 and 2, the same y. So point A and point D on the same horizontal line. 2 and 2. Okay, 2 and 2. 2 may be between 6 and negative 7. Okay, so 2 will be where? Here, but up to 2. That's maybe point D. Okay, and point A, negative 3 and 2. Negative 3 and 2. Negative 3 and 2 will be here. That's A. You can imagine if you match these points, you will find this shape, and this shape is trapezium. Okay, you can draw it on coordinate plane and plot each point individual and match them. If you do this, you will find it as trapezium. Trapezium condition is we have 2 sides parallel to each other. Just 2 sides parallel to each other. No angles, no right angles, no equal sides, and so on. Just 2 sides are parallel. Okay. Next point, 7. The point A, negative half and 2 and half, lies on what quadrant? Negative x, positive y, that's the second quadrant. Last point, 8. The coordinates of D in the opposite coordinate plane to form a square are what? I have 2 point or 3 point A, B, C. I need to compare or to find a square. So if you match A to B, A to C, so we have some right angle here. Okay, I need to find where is D to form square. To form a square, D of course must be here. Why? Because if you looked here, I have 1, 2, 3 unit. Here we have 1, 2, 3 unit. So we have 3 unit here and 3 unit here. Here we have 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 unit. So we have 4 equal sides. Look. Just 4 equal sides. I need 4 right angles. Yes, we have 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. So right angle here, and another right angle here. Okay, that's compare or form. Let's form a square. So he need us to write the coordinate of D. So I need to find the coordinate X and Y. So from D down to X, -1. Left to Y, +2. So the coordinate is -1 and 2 as Y. Let's continue. Question 3, choose the correct answer. First point, plot the points 0, A, O, A, B, C and draw OA, AB, BC, CO line segment. Which configure is obtained? Okay, I can draw and find. If you looked carefully here, you will configure that all coordinates are positive. So I need the first quadrant. Why the first quadrant? Because all X, all Y are positive. And this is the first quadrant. 0 and 0, that's the origin point. Here we have 0 and 0. Okay. 3 and 0, 1, 2, 3 and 0. So 3 on X and 0 on Y. No up, no down. That's the point. 3 and 0. B, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 on X and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 will meet each other here. That's 3 and 4. This is point 4. Okay, last point, 0 and 4. Where is 0? On X and 4 on Y. Up to 4, that's 0 and 4 on Y axis. What's the shape I can match this 4 point? We can find out that this is a rectangle. Why? Look here. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4 units and another 4 units. Okay, here we have 3 units and another 3 units and 4 right angle. So each parallel sides are equal in length. So these 2 parallel sides equal in length 4. These 2 parallel sides are equal in length 3 units. You can configure this shape without drawing or without plotting this point. How? Look with me. I have, if you looked, we have 4 as Y and 4 as Y. You can configure that these 2 points has the same Y, okay, and these 2 points 3 and 3 has the same X, and 0 and 0 has the same Y, and this point and the last point has the same x, 0 and 0. What do you mean? I mean that you can configure that each 2 point, even vertical or horizontal, okay, that's will obtain a rectangle. Okay. Next point 2, which point is the reflection of 12, -8 across the y-axis? So I have some point, reflection on y-axis, the same y, -8. Where is -8? The same y, and the opposite sign of 12 is -12, so A is the right choice. 3, in the opposite coordinate plane, the length of AB. Where is AB? Here is AB. I need to find the length. If you look carefully, we have the same y, so I need to look down to x. To find what? To find that x here is 2 and here is -7. So I need to find the distance between 2 and -7. One of them positive and the other one is -2. So I will find the absolute value and add them together. So the absolute value of 2, absolute value of -7, that's 7. Add 2 and 7, that's 9. Let's continue. Point 4, which is true of all points in the second quadrant? That's the second quadrant. Positive x, positive y. Of course, that's the first quadrant. False. -x, -y. No, -x, -y, that's the fourth quadrant. -x, positive y, yes, that's the second quadrant. Use the opposite graph to answer the question. I have some graph here. And the question is, which point is located at 3.5 and 1? I need to find A or B, C or D. Okay, look here. I have x-axis and y-axis. Which one is the easiest to look for? Y-axis. Y coordinate is 1. If you look here, A coordinate on y is 3. That's not A. Okay. D coordinate is 1, maybe yes, or C or B. All of them coordinate on y is 2. So maybe D or C or B. Now I need to look for the x coordinate, 3.5. So D coordinate on x 1. So D is false, not D. Okay. C has coordinate 3. I need 3.5. So C is false. We just have what? We have B. B x coordinate between 3 and 4. That's 3.5. So the right choice is point B. Okay. Point 6. Which of the following values could be the y coordinate of the point 10 and what? That is 13 units from 10 and 6. Okay. We have 2 points. One of them is 10 and 6. And the other one 10 and some y. Okay. I know that the distance between them is 13. He said that this point far from this point by 13 units. Okay, so we have 2 points. The distance between them is 13. I know the x-axis, x coordinate here and x coordinate here are the same. The same x. This line is horizontal. The same x, horizontal or vertical? No, it's vertical. That's vertical line. Okay. So if we have this point here 10 and 6, and here we have 10 and y, some y. Okay. but we know that the distance is 13 units. That means we have the same, if you draw the x-axis and y-axis, we have the same x as 10, okay, but we have different y, okay. So what's the other y here? If we have 6 as x-axis, as y-axis, sorry, 6 here, so what's the value of y here? The distance is 13 units, so I can add this 6 to 13 to find the next coordinate of y. 6 plus 13, that's 19. That's 19. If you looked here, there is no 19 here. Why? Because this 13 units may be down, not up. If you look carefully here, I can make this add on lies on the third quadrant. So this point, the other point, may be here. Okay, 10 and y, the same x as 10, but y value will be negative because that's the negative y. Okay, at this case, I can set that the distance here is between 6 and y, 6 plus y, but 6 plus y as absolute value. 6 plus what? Equal 13. 6 plus 7. Yes, 6 plus 7 equal 13 units, right? But 7 here as y at the negative direction of y. Yes, absolute value of 6, absolute value of 7 equals 13. But the coordinate is negative because it's downward of the origin point. So the coordinate of y is negative 7. That's the right choice. Point 7, the image of the point -3, -7, -5 by reflection on in the x-axis. Reflection on x-axis, the same x. Okay, and different y will be 5. So the point is -3 and 5. Which quadrant? Negative x plus y. That's the second quadrant. That's the second quadrant. Let's continue. Question number 4. Answer the following. First point, you are at -1 and 0. Move 2 units left, 5 units up. Where do you land? Now, I say we have -1 and 0. Okay. I need to move 2 units left. 2 units left, that's x-axis, but negative x. So I will subtract this -2, -1, okay, and go 2 units left. So -1, -2 will be what? -3. Okay, 0. Move units up, move up, that's plus y. So I will add 5 units to 0. 5 plus 0, that's 5. So the new land is -3 and 5. That's your answer. Okay. Next question 2. Find the distance between C and D. C 3 -4. D 3 -2. That's easy. 3 and 3 as x-axis. So the same x, that's vertical line parallel to y. So I have 2 negative number. To find the distance, 2 negative or 2 positive, what we do, we will subtract the absolute value. Negative, both negative or both positive. So to add absolute value of 4, of negative 4 is 4 minus absolute value of 2, negative 2 is 2. 4 minus 2, that's 2 units. So equal 2 units. 2 units. Okay, that's your answer. 2 units. Next point 3. Plot the following point on the opposite grades. I have 4 points. I will plot them. So that's the first question. Okay, A, 3 and 2. 3 on X, 2 on Y. That's the point A. B, minus 3 and 2. Minus 3 on X here and 2 on Y here. That's B. C, negative 3, negative 2. Negative 3 on X, negative 2 on Y. That's C. D, positive 3, negative 3. Positive 3 on X, negative 2 on Y. That's point D. Now, connect them. That's easy, but use your ruler to connect from B to A, from A to D, from D to C, and B with C. Now I connect them. C, identify the shape. This shape, of course, is a rectangle. Why? Because AB equals CD and each of them is horizontal line. AD equals BC and all of them are vertical line. So each two parallel line are equal in side, equal in length, and these angles are right angle. Last point 4. Graph the point A and B. First graph A, negative 2, negative 3. Oh, I need to write these numbers. Okay, I need negative 2. Negative 2 in X. Here we have negative 1 and negative 2. Negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So the first point, negative 2 and negative 3 on Y, this point is here. That's A. Next point B, 2 and negative 3. Where is 2? I have here 1 and 2 as x-axis. 2 and negative 3. 2 and negative 3 on Y. That's point B. Now what? What's the coordinate of C and D? I need to configure the coordinate of C and D, which is for ABCD square. I have 2 points, A and B, okay? I need to find 2 other points, C and D, okay? To form a square ABCD, okay? He said that we have 2 answers is possible. Why? Because if you have these 2 points, A, B, I need you to draw a square. That's easy. I can make this square up like this one to find A, B, C, D. Or I can make it down like this one. A, B, C, D. So I have two possible points. Like this one, that's the first probability, and the second probability, this one. Okay? Okay. So C and D may be one coordinate or another two coordinates. Let's configure the two possible coordinates. Okay? Okay. The first coordinate, if A and B, I have here AB. Square, we have two conditions. The first one, equal side. I need 4 equal side. Number 2, right angle. 4 right angle. 4 equal side, 4 right angle. So, AB, I have here 1, 2, 3, 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. AB, maybe C here. 1, 2, 3, 4 units, maybe D here. That's the first possible. But another one down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can connect them to draw our square AD, DC or CD, and BC. That's the first square. If you looked here, what's the coordinate here? We have 1 on y-axis and negative 2 and 2 on x-axis. Okay, so the coordinate here, C on x2 and 1, 2 and 1, and D negative 2 on x, 1 on y, negative 2 and 1. That's the first probability. The second probability is this figure A, B, C, D, respectively. Okay. Now, the coordinate of C and D, I need to find the coordinate of this point. Negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. So, the coordinate of C on x2 and negative 7. 2 and negative 7. Okay? Coordinate of D, negative 2 on x and negative 7 on y. Negative 2 and negative 7. 2C and D is okay. And C and D is okay. So that's the first probability and that's the second probability, and each of them is right probability. We now finish the unit 11 assessment coordinate plane, and I will leave a link for you for this solution. I wish you good time. Thank you. Goodbye.